Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Tara Love Perry, and this is Self-Love Talks. And with me this evening is my special guest, Zissis Liolios. Did I say that right?
You did. It was perfect. Yeah, thank you.
And it's a real privilege to be here with you this evening. I'm in the UK, that's why it's evening for me. And Zissis, you're in Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, yes, correct.
Yeah, so, and we're going to talk with you this evening about the Gofundme campaign that we've been doing for I Love You Me and helping the children and those people that are helping the children around the world right now at this time. And also really coming to share with you a message that's coming through for both of us today, actually really, really strong. And that's talking about really bringing harmony and peace to the whole world, and why that's so important right now for all of us, how we do that, and how that impacts the children. And yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about this evening. Zis, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so for the ones that tuned in last time, we've just Tara released the I Love You Me website, and within that there was the GoFundMe. Within that there was a video. If anyone has, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend go onto the website or to the YouTube page and review the video, because it's incredibly inspiring, I find. Mm-hmm. And within that gives you the whole message of what the GoFundMe campaign is all about.
Now, and what I Love You Me is all about.
And what the I Love You Me specifically is all about. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Now the GoFundMe page and campaign, as so you eloquently put, is really to do with the children and the people that are helping the children, the first responders, the teachers, the caregivers, as it were, that are helping the children every single moment. You know, we're in a very interesting, precarious place on this planet right now. Who would have thought 4 months ago that we would be here a year ago?
Right.
And who would have thought if we move forward in time, in December, we would be where we would be, you know, wherever that time is. All I'm trying to illustrate is that the yardstick is slowly being moved forward and forward. And we as individuals have to take more control, more ownership, more accountability of our own actions. We have to take accountability of our own healing. And that's where the I Love You Me method comes into place. That's where the I Love You Me healing comes into place.
Can I give everyone a little bit of context on you and why you're here as well? So feel free to jump in and fill me in on this. So Zissis, your company is called ElevateMeHub.
That's right.
You work with the beautiful Paula Connor.
Yeah, incredible partner. I'm truly privileged to be working with her.
Totally, I love her to bits too. And you do amazing work, both of you, as Heart Math Institute coaches. Is that right? Can you just tell everybody real quick what you do and who you help and why?
Right. So Paula and I made it a priority to help first responders. You know, prior to what's been happening right now, Paula is married to a police officer. So she sees firsthand what he goes through every single day. And she sees the support, or sometimes lack of support, and the community around him, and how he's being nourished or not. And so we made it a personal mission to create a program with the Elevate Me program to ensure that police officers, and generally speaking, first responders, are given more resilience in dealing with the day-to-day operations that they go through. And so, and it's also my intention, and I've spoken to Paula about this, that once I become a practitioner of the I Love You Me, because I think it's such a powerful method, I want it to be another modality for first responders. How that happens is yet to be discussed with you and I, but I think it's something that I want to explore, because it's such an incredible, simple process. But I don't want people to be deceived as simple as not being difficult, meaning there are 7 steps. There are 7 steps that you need to follow. But in the process of following those 7 steps, it takes real courage to go through that journey, because it uncovers the trauma, it uncovers the shadow side, it uncovers the garbage that we all hold as human beings, that we've been, holding these massive bags on our shoulders. And when you look at that and release that, you become unburdened, you become lighter. And there are other side effects that come with that, and that's really finding self-purpose and being enlightened. You have greater awareness to other things within the world that you may have, and to the invisible world, if I could say that you may have not had access to before. Now, I know it sounds grandiose, but I challenge people to start the journey and see for themselves.
Oh, lay that gauntlet down.
Oh, it's down. I mean, I think the way we've met was through the Divine Feminine Roundtable that you did with Paula, and you did talk briefly about self-love. So I was curious. I went to your website. I downloaded the free ebook at the time, and even the meditation that you have right now on your website. That's an incredibly powerful. The short version is the 4 minutes, thereabouts 4 minutes, breathe and receive. If people want to give themselves self-love, all you do is that 3 minute or 4 minute meditation every single day.
But yeah, I'm just going to chuck in the link. By the way, if you want to know what we're talking about, it's iloveyoume.love. Go there. There's a web. You can sign up real quick and get that free meditation. The book's not there anymore, but I'm going to bring out the second edition of the book, and you'll find out when that happens. But sorry, Zissis, carry on, please.
Right. So just giving that 10-minute meditation, doing that every single day is incredibly powerful in itself. And these are all tools that you fill yourself. And self-love means exactly that, giving yourself first, filling your cup first. And the more you fill your cup, you allow more to come in. And when it overflows, then you can give naturally and willingly to other people, right?
Do you know what I really love? When you talked about Paula's husband, because I didn't know he was a police officer, and that you both have these programs, heart programs for police officers in the US, or you're in Canada, right?
Right.
And that in itself right there is a really wonderful and interesting thing to bring up, because some people, look to the police for the protection, for the safety, and to be hard, to fight their battles for them, if you like, or protect them in a very kind of, aggressive kind of a way. And other people view the police officers to be the threat, to be the enemy. And how many battles have we been seeing with people that want something, that want a different way, and the police force, or even other first responders? There's so many key workers, first responders out there right now trying to help us with this crisis, really, that we're going through, an evolutionary crisis, if I can call it that, which I truly believe it is. It's an evolutionary quantum shift in how we live and our meaning on this planet, and what we're choosing. But in the midst of this crisis, we have all of these people on the front line. And how are they feeling? What's going on for them? They're just human beings like everybody else. They're just trying to get by. They have their own children and their own families to deal with, and their own needs to deal with. But how often is a police officer's needs as a man, or women, but particularly when you said her husband, so it made me think of the policemen rather than the police women. Of course, they're included, but that attitude of going out and fighting and protecting and surviving, to actually go, maybe there's a different way here. There are needs here. This is a human being's heart we're talking about.
I took one of a senior retired police officer, and you have to understand, he's retired now. He's gone through all the echelons of policing to the very, very top. He wasn't a chief, but he was very, very high in there. And I knew through that level of knowledge, he certainly knew quite a bit. But I took him through the courses, and he gloated about it. He said this is something that could change the first, not only the policing force, but the whole first responders community, right? that's huge for me, and it's huge for us as a whole, because really my only purpose on this planet is to bring more love on this planet, to bring more self-awareness and more connections with each other, right? And in doing so, and this is why I think, I know it starts with self-love. So I can give those tools to people. They can adapt the resilience that they practice every single day. But at some point, they're going to have to unlock another deeper part of that, which is their self-love. And that's how it becomes even much more profound, right?
Can you talk about that? What does that mean? What does self-love mean in that context for you, Zissis?
Well, it's for me, Tara. I mean, I've been doing a lot of work on me for a while now, and it comes in different various forms. The first work is, the dark night of the soul, where you transform into something that you weren't before. That's hard work, and I think if anyone that's gone through that, they'll understand that it is hard work, but it's rewarding on the other side. As you get to a point where you can't transform anymore, there are other tools that you require to get access into that, which is the self-love, which is the awareness of the shadow, the deeper traumas, as it were, that I've been projecting and creating realities in front of me. So part of the self-healing is to stop bringing in the conditions that I'm living on the inside by healing the stuff that's inside. All of us are projecting the trauma that's coming from inside in the external world.
Do you think that's why the world is the way it is now?
I absolutely believe that. And it's the condition. It starts with children. To me, it's a curious sign that, we at a very early age experience trauma at a very early age, up until, until puberty, I think, in my view. We've got anywhere between 3 to 7 traumatic situations by the time we're 14. And what ends up happening is those traumatic situations get encapsulated. It's like a calcification. You grow up, you perform into or just kind of get into a mold of society, and so it's expecting. And then, you live your life cycle, as it were, you get married, you have kids, but this is still inside this hard shell. It requires,
like a ticking time bomb, really.
It's like a ticking time. All of us, I challenge people to look within themselves right now. And, we've had so much time and so much inner reflection right now to say, am I happy? Could I be more fulfilled? What would that require of me, right? At this point, 4 months into the lockdown, Tara, I believe people are saying, I could live a better life in the way that I choose to be.
I believe that's what's happening. I definitely believe that too.
So my thing is, people are looking for answers. This is an answer. I encourage people to look more into this. Get the book on Amazon. It's an ebook. You can get it as a hard copy. Get the free meditation. Really start experimenting if you're ready for this, and you have to be ready for this. I think there's a lot of amazing practitioners all over the world that can assist you with that as well.
Yeah. So the book is called I Love You Me. Actually, I have one. Hold on. I wasn't planning on doing this, but that's what the book looks like. I Love You Me, 7 Steps to Transformational Self-Love, by me, Tara Love Perry. And yeah, like you said, it's all there on the website, iloveyoumi.love. Well, thank you. Thanks for promoting my book, Zissis.
Well, that's how it all started with me, Tara. That's why it's incredibly important to mention that book. I read that book, and it's like, what is this? This is what I've been waiting for all my life. It felt so intuitive for me that I really wanted to explore more. It's an incredibly powerful method.
Thank you. I had an email from a gentleman the other day just saying exactly that. Yeah. So coming back to our Gofundme campaign and to what I want to do with I Love You Me now, for those of you that don't know, I created this method back in around 2007, 2008, started teaching it, and was working with clients on a one-to-one basis. And now we have this method in countries all over the world. Like literally, I haven't even, do you know what? I should probably get a map and start sticking pins, because it's literally all over the world. Tens and tens and tens of thousands of people using this method. And like you said, we have the trained practitioners, and some of those are still in training, and yet there's so many. And it's having just an unbelievable impact. It's got bigger than I ever imagined it to be. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started it. I was just tuning in, listening to my heart, listening to source, listening to my guides, my Archangel Michael, being guided to create this method that would help basically break the chains from karma, basically help people self-realize, help people transform and heal, and help people liberate from the old patterns, the struggle, the trauma, the pain, the suffering, the lack, the loss, everything that doesn't work well on us, everything that is out of harmony with us. And I was putting it into practice, and the results started happening. And so I upped my game, and the results started happening bigger. And it got to the point where I just couldn't manage it anymore. It's become so much bigger than me. So I'm basically putting out my little flags going, help. And that's where you came in. Zissis, that's why we're having this conversation, because you literally read the book and you actually said, how can I help, before I'd even started putting that message out. And you said, how can I help? Because you saw the necessity for the new foundation on this earth. Instead of coming from a place of poverty, lack, struggle, pain, survival, trauma, the childhood trauma that's in every single person being the life foundation that we build the rest of our society on. All of our government structures, all of our educational systems, all of our monetary systems, all of the systems that we rely on a day-to-day basis that have been built up over the last, couple of millennia, are built on a foundation of fear, greed, distrust, war, poverty, pain, trauma, betrayal, the nasty stuff, history.
Right.
And you came forward and you went, I see that this is the step, this is the foundation, we got to dig that old ground over. We can't hope to build a new society, a new world on the same foundation that the old one was built on.
Well, and I want to add to this. This is something really important right now. We hear through all the social media platforms about having an awake culture, being awake.
Yeah, right.
And so I really appreciate that. So what it means for me right now to be awake, really truly being awake, is seeing reality for what it is. And so in my view, people focus way too much on being awake and taking that sword of truth and waving it around to saying, this is truth.
And cutting people while it happens and cutting their own heads off.
Yeah, and in fact, being justified in doing that. And that, for me, is more of an egoic truth. Because real truth, as you surrender to the real truth, there's only one truth. And that is, we are all one and we are all love. And surrendering to that is what the real work is.
And
right?
That's not easy, is it?
It isn't easy because of what's required of us. The frameworks that have been instilled, the fear that's been instilled. We talked with a bunch of beautiful men. I'm privileged to be part of the Divine Masculine Roundtable that I've just finished not too long ago, and I'm going to be posting that on our website. And the theme today was surrender. I think we as men, and we make a little less than half of the population on this planet right now. We as men have no idea to surrender, because it seems like it's a form of weakness. And I see it the other way around. It's a form of strength to surrender. It's laying down your armor, laying down your sword, laying down your shield, and just surrendering to what is.
And the sword of the mind that cuts both ways.
Yeah, the mental process. Yeah, that's a great point, Tara, because I think we also live way too much up here. We live as this masculine energy now is behind us, and as we've entered into feminine energy, feminine energy is really about the heart and creating from the heart. And whether you want to believe this or not, I would just allow yourself to witness. If you're in your head and you're processing in your head day to day, as opposed to being in your heart and recognizing the truth, the wisdom of your heart, and following that wisdom, how these two directives impact your life, right? Mm-hmm. Again, you can't get to that place of your heart until you provide that self-love. That's mm-hmm. the first key. Mm-hmm. Those walls that have been built high, sometimes really, really high, sometimes really unattainable high.
Big tower blocks and forts and castles.
Right. Now, I understand it because they shield us from pain. They shield us from...
Do they though? Like, really, do they?
Well, it's the perception of they shield us from pain, right?
Are we in pain right now though, as a humanity?
I think we're really in pain right now.
Right. So how did those big towers and big walls and big buildings and big guns...
Yeah.
How's that working out for us?
Well, how has that worked out for us throughout the course of history?
Exactly.
Insanity is repeating the same behavior over and over again, expecting different results. But yet we keep doing this over and over again. I think it's time for a new paradigm. I think we try something new. To Einstein's quote, love is the answer.
Yeah, love is power. And so coming back to why you came to me and you said, I love you, me, this method, very simple method that everybody can do, old people, young people, kids, everybody, it's so simple, yet so deeply and utterly profound, that actually through self-love, we have to clean the slate of what was. You can't build a new home on a toxic waste dump.
No.
And think that you're going to have a healthy home. We have to first clean the slate of history, and we've got some reckoning to do. Like, there's a lot of old stuff coming up from the past, from everybody's cupboards, everybody's back cupboards, all of the ghosts and all the stuff coming out of the closets, all of the hidden information, hidden agendas, dark, ugly, nasty stuff that's been shut away for a long time to protect us, apparently. And actually, no, it's just been an evil force, a dark force, a force of ignorance, a force of fear, and a force of lack in this planet. And it's been fueling all of our actions and everything that we've created. And that needs to be cleaned. We can't hope to have a new earth or a new future for ourselves and our children if we're going to build on the same old earth that we had before. It needs cleaning. It needs healing. The reckoning needs to happen so that peace can happen. And then we can build the new foundation. And if we want a world of love, doesn't it stand to reason that we need a foundation of love? Because if you've got a foundation of fear, you have a world of fear. You have a foundation of love. And we are the foundation, by the way.
Yes.
The foundation for your life is here. Foundation for the world is you. And so to have that foundation of love means you understanding what love truly is, having that reckoning, cleaning out your own inner ground, your own inner soil, your own mud, your own history, right? Your own back cupboards, your own ignorance, cleaning that out, making peace, and building a new foundation of unconditional love that you actually are. That is actually in harmony with who you are. That is in harmony for all of the planet going forward. And like, I can't see another way. And that's what you came to me and said, like, Tara, this is the foundation.
So I was already working on that path. That's really what my purpose in life was. And when I found this, I feel like I found the last missing piece of the modalities I have. And just to add to that point, when you actually embody that, when you actually become that, your way of being, your presence with another human being, it changes everything. It changes the communication, it changes the body language, everything changes. So when you make the effort and when you take the courageous step in giving yourself a self-love and going through all those 7 steps in a meaningful way, you become transformed. When you become transformed, your interaction with people becomes transformative. And then they begin to question, well, what are you doing that's been so transformative? And I believe that's how I Love You Me is going to change the world. And I really do believe it's going to change the world. It's just a matter of time. So I encourage people to jump on the love train and to donate to the Gofundme campaign and to allow more I'm drawing the blank now, but more, not awareness, but more tools, more skills with individuals. And that, resources, thank you. More resources, and in doing so, the resources will then go to the children and to the caregivers for the children.
Yeah. And also because, like I was saying, it just got bigger than I could manage. And also what with, before we had COVID-19 pandemic, lockdown, everything in the UK, we had Brexit going on for a number of years, right? And the whole, my ability to help people, support people, and run the company and run the business and everything, for me, it just got too much. And I kind of wasn't prepared, to be honest, Zissis. I didn't see it coming for it to start getting as big as it did. And then, of course, people were struggling financially, and being the kind of person I am, I just started giving it away. I was just like, look, have the courses. And in fact, in April, people were asking me for support and for help, and I just started, and I'm teaching these courses as well, right? So a lot of time and energy goes into it, but I literally gave like over £60,000 worth of courses away. And somehow I'm surviving on, I'm being gifted. That's how I survive. And so I was like, actually, being gifted money feels incredible. I prefer it to being paid. And I don't care how much people pay me at the end of the day. I'm not for sale. And love really isn't something, a commodity that you can really have for sale. I mean, we have to put prices on stuff, but to learn self-love and transform your entire foundation, and therefore transform your world, and therefore take your world and make a difference in the world with every other single human being is kind of absolutely priceless. And putting a price on it is kind of a bit of a weird thing to do, to be honest, even though, like, I was, trying to run a business and keep the academy afloat. So what happened was, it was like, actually, I need support to run this ship. Number one, I need people come and come and man the ropes and do a better job of commanding this company and this academy than I do, and supporting me to help others, and supporting me to teach others to help others, and to create all of these programs, and to enable other people to get to a certain level so that they're supporting and creating the programs as well. Because all of this I Love You Me content doesn't just come from me. It has done so far. And that's what I'm looking to completely transform, in that, like Zissis, right now, you're training to be an I Love You Me practitioner. So then you go out and you make that impact. And then you can go on the next level and learn to teach others. You can create that content. You can help the people that you want to help, first responders and other people. And we're doing it in collaboration. We're doing it as a team. And so what's really important to me is that this tool gets shared with as many people as possible. And personally, I need the help. And I'm inviting the help, and just like Zissis offered to help, and now we're having these amazing collaborations, I'm inviting all of you to come and help and create new, I like to call it enlightened alliances. Create these enlightening and enlightened alliances that generate more wealth, more revenue, more resources, more technology, more courses, more programs, more books. I've got so many books inside of me I want to write about I Love You Me for all the different, social sectors of people. Children, the children's book is the first one, by the way, for the little ones in primary school. This is like my biggest passion, is to help the children first. And like we were saying, Zis, is helping the carers, the adults that are supporting the children, parents included, by the way. I'm a parent, Zis is a parent. The kids, for me, are the priority, because the kids are the future. So I will be investing every bit of the resources that come our way, whether it's a personal resource of you wanting to participate and help, or whether it's a financial resource, which we really, are going to use to the most incredible efficiency, and supporting those programs and developments for the children. Because that's what I want. I want, as a mother, I'm thinking of all the little kids that are, and the young people that are out there right now. My mum, Zis, my mum was telling me, hello mum, by the way, I love you. My mum was telling me the other day that in Brighton, where we live, she keeps seeing huge gangs of young people and kids coming together, because they haven't been in school, they haven't been in college. They're a bit like, well, the system's falling apart, and who's holding those young people? And they've been gathering, and I've seen them, and to be honest, it makes my heart warm, because I love seeing kids and young people doing their thing. You're just the angels on the planet, guys. I just love you to bits. I love the kids and the young people. But to some people, it's looking a little bit concerning that these young people have no authority, there's no routine, there's no structure, there's no stability. And they themselves, as young people, I'm guessing, guys, because I'm not your age anymore, but I'm guessing that you must be looking at us adults and going, well, we're a bit stuffed, aren't we? Like, who's got us? Who's thinking about us? Who's thinking about our future? What have we got to look forward to? AI, vaccinations, non-monetary systems, so I have no control over my wealth anymore. Like, I'm going to be microchipped. That's potentially really freaky.
Well, and the most important part, they're looking for purpose, just like all of us. We're looking to fulfill a purpose that's within us. Mm-hmm. I believe within all of us, we are born with a superpower that requires exploration and gifting to humanity. And these young people are no different in that way. They're at the very beginning of their life cycle in that way, and they're looking for their purpose. So finding that meaningful purpose is really all our purposes.
It is, right? And if our purpose was directed into what? Do you think we share a common purpose as human beings?
That's an interesting question. I think we do. I think the one purpose within all of us is to unite. That's the greatest challenge. Because in the end, separation is an illusion, isn't it? We really are
incredibly detrimental.
Right. We are reflections of each other.
I think people forget that we have separate bodies, but we all come from the same soil. All of us die on the same earth. Eventually, the body goes back to the same mud, the same ether, the same fire. Our souls, our spirits go back to the same spirit, the same source, whatever that is. We all live on the same planet. We all have the same blood. We are actually all share the same ancestors when you trace it back far enough.
That's right.
We're the same family. And there's just been so much separation on this planet. And I really do believe that separation is the first wound. You cut a line, you create distance, you create disconnection, whether it's within yourself or within another human being, or between you and the planet, or between you and spirit, breath, God, light. You're in trouble. And I feel like where we've got to now, the pain of humanity is completely due to us not understanding that we work better as one. Harmony happens when we come together and mutually support, mutually love. And I know my parents' generations, they were all for, it was the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. It was about the love revolution. And, all you need is love, and just love one another. And then it all got a little bit messy. And, then the 80s came, and it's like, forget about that. Something else happened. But I feel like we were saying, people don't know how to love, and love can get really messy when you don't know exactly what it is, and you're looking for that purpose, or you're trying to find yourself in another human being, right? You're trying to find yourself in a mirror. And it's really fascinating because we are mirrors for one another. But if you try and find out who you are by looking in a piece of glass, and you think that's you, and you're trying to discover yourself, the you in the mirror, you're going to keep hitting the brick wall, really, because that's all that's behind that mirror is a brick wall. It's not really, it's not you. And so if we keep trying to look for love in those people external from us, and thinking, I see myself in you, or I see the love that I want in you, I see what I need, what I think I need in you, and I'm going to try and get it from you as my reflection, because I think that that's where I'm going to find myself, and I'm going to find my purpose, and I'm going to find my peace on this planet. It's like, actually, no, you're going to get as much joy out of that as you are getting love out of a mirror. It's going to backfire, because that's not where the love is. You know, the love that we're seeking is in here, in you.
And it's also conditional. I mean, that's the problem with the models that have come out right now. It's all conditional. I will love you if you do this, or if you be this, or if you show me this. You know,
and I won't love you if.
That's right. And real love, unconditional love, is really loving everything, and I mean everything, about yourself and the other person in front of you. That's the challenge. That's the hard work, right? And how do you do that? By getting more access to yourself, getting more awareness to yourself, right? Every single moment, we have a choice: fear or love. What do you choose? What are the consequences of you choosing? You know, heart math has been proven that the emotional content within one's being gets uploaded to an invisible form called the morphogenic field. Actually, Rupert Sheldrake did quite a bit of work in the early 70s on the morphogenic field.
Yeah, I've actually heard him talk about it. I know the guy. He lives near here.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
And his son. He's really cool too.
He's really an impressive scientist. I think he's done some incredible work on the morphogenic field. But by extension of that, if we hold a certain emotional content within our being, that content feeds the field. We have a responsibility to heal ourselves, to create more love. And the more we do, we feed that into the field.
Well, Gandhi said it. He said, be the change you wish to see in the world.
That's right.
That's right. So if we want more love, what have we got to be?
You have to be the love. And for some people, they don't know where to start there. Where do you start? If you want to be the love, and you haven't received the love, and you don't know what love is, where do you start?
Exactly. That's the question people ask me all the time. Sounds like a good idea, Tara, but how?
Right.
That's why I have the I Love You Me method, because it is literally the how. It's the bridge that gets you from one side to your pain to the unconditional love, to the truth. And the 7 steps are the steps that you take to bridge that gap. And you walk those steps and the gap seals and you have unity. It brings unity and harmony to your mental reality, your mental neurological belief systems, your mental reality, your heart field, takes down the walls, takes down the divides, takes down the separation, puts down the shields. Emotionally knits you back together, brings complete harmony to your emotional body, and physically it does the same thing too. Plugs you in. I mean, we've got so many stories on the website actually, and in fact, all of the stories are not yet on the website because it's still a work in process. We just finished it like a week ago, and there's so much more to come. We need actually developers. We need, you know, that's one of the things we're funding, because we have our team, but we need to fund them. But there's already some stories on there, and you'll find more stories on my website, taraloveperry.com. You'll find more stories, like unreal stories. And like, I was thinking actually in terms of, you know, the first responders, this is coming back to that first responders, the stress, the PTSD, you know, the hyper anxiety, total fear, like you know, massively heightened insecurity right
Yes.
now. And actually just doing the I Love You Me method, we have people all over the place that have very, very quickly, in a very short space of time, are no longer suffering, funnily enough, no longer suffering from PTSD, anxiety, depression, feelings of not wanting to be alive anymore because it's all too much. You know, that goes. It starts to bring the hemispheres of the mind back together. It starts to bridge the gaps. Cancer, terminal cancer, you know, arthritis, asthma, all kinds of emotional trauma, from childhood trauma, abuse trauma, addiction trauma, self-harming, all kinds of stuff. So across the board, we are receiving testimonials from people all around the world. That's just like, we're just getting a bigger and bigger collection now. So really, love is that biggest power. You can transform anything if you're going to choose love. And like you said, Zissis, putting down the shields, putting down the swords, choosing another way, because my God, when are we going to stop recreating the same thing again and again? And no wonder we're all going crazy on the planet, you know, myself actually not, but, you know, no wonder people are going crazy, because we're just doing the same thing again and again that doesn't get us the results, thinking that it's going to, and it isn't. And we really have to check in with ourselves and say, hello, me, come, where are you? Come back to the truth, and do the what is actually now counterintuitive, and that is to let go.
Yeah.
That is to surrender, like you were saying. And the harder they, what do they say? The harder they come, the harder they fall.
Yeah, something like that.
Is it something like that? How does it go?
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Something like that, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And it's like, so the bigger we kind of become with our aggression and our trying and our, you know, forcing and our pushing and our resistance. That's against right. This, against what we don't like, what we resist persists, right, Zissis? That's what you always say.
Well, the other thing associated with that is that at this point in time, we have a choice. We have free will. And we all have that choice and free will to make a decision on, again, fear or love. But if we don't make a decision, or if we make a decision on fear and the planet spins out of control, I believe there's a corrective mechanism to put back that. And what we get isn't going to be pleasant. Just looking from historical context, through different civilizations that have risen and fell because of all the negativity, the greed, the avarice, the battles. You know, it is about love. It really is.
Also messing with human
genomes,
genealogy, with genealogy, with nature, messing with the frequencies of the planet. This is something that's measured, isn't it? The heart, the resonance, human resonance of the planet. You're trying to, you know, all of these bioweapons and frequency weapons that have been created, or frequency control agendas and control, you know, mechanisms that have been created to, you know, apparently make human beings safer on this planet. Actually, it's just destructive. Look what is going on. I think we have to be really like open our eyes and truly see where that's got us. And yeah, that it's been the downfall for civilizations before, again and again and again. You mess with nature, you mess with God, you mess with what's true and real on this planet, and, you know, sooner or later that choice does get taken out of your hands. And so, yeah, if you don't use it properly, you're going to lose it.
Well, we have to succumb to the consequences of that. You know, all our intentions, our thoughts have consequences. And so again, do you choose fear or do you choose love?
Yeah.
I choose love.
I choose love. I choose love all day.
Every single day.
And love between all human beings. Yeah.
And loving even the ugly, and understanding that there's a greater purpose in that. Especially
the ugly and the unlovable.
And that's the harder work. I mean, I can't imagine what people are thinking when we say that is loving the unlovable. That takes courage.
Zissis, don't you though feel that everybody has an unlovable part inside of them that they believe is unlovable? And that's why it's got hidden away in the background in the first place and separated.
And that's what actually creates the discord. That's what creates the conflict. It's that unlovable, or that perception of unlovability, that is struggling to get the light.
Yeah. Separation right there.
Yeah. So we all have to do a better job in supporting each other, in being kind to each other, being more compassionate to each other, and more important, really being gentle with each other. I know that people wake up, and this is the whole thing that's been happening on this planet, waves of incession, people waking up and realizing reality. But all I see is more aggression, more people professing the truth, and this is the truth. And, I just say step back a bit and allow the gentleness of what needs to be, and allow the journey for that individual to unfold in the way that needs to unfold. All we're there is to hold each other. I mean, Ram Dass has said the best thing. We're all holding each other, walking each other home, or something along those lines.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Actually, my friend Jamie Cato, he made a beautiful film about Ram Dass. I think it's called Being Nobody. And he just as he brought it out, Ram Dass passed away.
That's right.
Or actually, he passed away, and then the film was released. It's really beautiful. Go check it out. So I never find that, we have a truth barometer, and when I hear truth, my heart sings. I don't know about yours. I don't get aggressive and feel angry and righteous and want to go on a march and a protest and tell everybody what I think. That's something else. For me, truth is universal. For me, truth is what I would, feed my children and give to my baby. It's gentle, it's nourishing, it's real, it's good. It feels the best possible thing it could feel, And I think, coming back to the whole purpose of this I Love You Me, and for me wanting to reach out and help the kids right now and create the programs for the children, but it's also really important that we every single one of us learns how to come back to our own inner child. And you try telling your righteous truth that you feel about the world to your inner 3-year-old. And see what your inner 3-year-old has to say about it. And if your inner 3-year-old thinks that that's really true. And I know some people think, yeah, but what do children know? They're just dumb, they don't know anything. And it's like, well, actually think again. They're the most enlightened ones on this planet right now. Because they are plugged in, tapped in, tuned in to the real truth that's going on. And that is love. Unity between the child and the child's parents, unity between the parents, unity in the family, unity in the community, unity in the world, because that's the kind of world we want to be in and that we thrive in, is a world of unity, and a marriage, between parents that is one of unity. This is how it all goes wrong in the first place, right? There's little kids, all of us, we go into homes of separation, relationships of separation, families of separation, communities of separation and divide, a world of division. And that's the heartbreak right there. It's like, that's the split. That's the psychological crack. That's the, the mental chasm that we have, where we cannot equate, and the craziness is happening. And also the heartbreak, because we are not designed for separation. And the children know this. The children just want love. The children want peace. Children want unity. Children want gentleness. I want to have you waving your righteous banner in their face and waving a sword of truth around in front of them, like, they don't need that. We don't need to treat ourselves that way.
Wow. We all need love. At the core of all our issues is to be recognized, to be validated, that we matter.
Seen, held,
seen, and to be loved.
Yeah.
That's the source of all our issues.
It is.
And it starts with the children. So, we could learn a lot from their children in the innocence that it is. This is what this new world is. It's a rebirthing into innocence.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I think people undermine or underestimate the power of innocence. In fact, some people could say that the power of innocence is so potent and so profound that that is possibly the way that the world has become so as corrupt as it is, because that innocence has been hijacked, has been decimated. And when you control the innocence on the planet, you control the world. It's like you lock everybody's true essence away. You lock everybody's true heart away, out of reach, make it unreachable.
You control the narrative, and you control the authenticity and the vulnerability.
That's the deepest conditioning, isn't it? Sorry, go on.
No, it's the deeper truth is that if we look at each other, what are we really afraid of? Really being ourselves. Who are we? Who do you think you are? It's the authenticity and vulnerability of walking into being your authentic self. Mm-hmm. And that's a journey for the ones that haven't started yet.
You have to have the real heart of a child, the innocence and trust and love and courage, as children do. Excuse me, children are fearless because that love makes them fearless. They don't see all the obstacles the way we do when we're jaded and older and traumatized. Like, yeah, I can do that. And so to love is as far as I know, is the most courageous, enlightening, empowering thing you could ever do for yourself and therefore for all other beings. And if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your children. Do it for the kids on this earth. We need a different way.
We all have a choice, and this choice, if it isn't clear to you now, will be very clear in the next few months or so. And I implore people to choose love over fear, because that's the only way we can conquer fear, is over love.
Well, it's like Ramdas says. Ramdas also says something really cool. He says, love everything. And I completely agree with him. And the how to do the loving everything is in the book, right? How to love everything in the book. Thank you for plugging that book again, Zissis. I'm looking forward to the second edition of that book coming out. Really excited about that. Yeah, love everything. Love the unlovable. Love your fears. Love the part of you that is terrified and doesn't know what to do right now. And like I said, we have hundreds of testimonies from people who, when they do that, it works, and they come home. They come back to that beautiful place of surrender, humility, unconditional love. Healing happens, unity happens, harmony happens. And from that place, that vibration, that reality, we can then really build a new world. And that's what I'm here to do. I am so up for that job. That's what I choose. When I say I choose love, I choose love in this moment and in every moment and for every single part of my being, and therefore for all other beings. And I'm choosing it because my biggest motivation is for there to be more love on this planet, for my children, for your children, because they're all of our children as far as that's how I feel. Like everybody's kids are my kids. My kids find that embarrassing. They're like, Mom, don't. Like, they're all of our children. They're our future. And that matters. If we want to sustain as a human race, we must evolve now and get our priorities in order and get our heart in the right place and aligned, and our actions aligned with our heart and that priority. And so that's, if you feel like this, you are in agreement with myself and Zissis here and the rest of our team, and you want to be part of this team, we just want you to send us an email. I'll leave all the details below the video there. Just click on the link. If you want to fund, if you're like, I haven't got time, Tara, but I've got funds or I've got connections, please click the links below, get in touch with us, donate to the Gofundme campaign, share the link for the Gofundme campaign, share it with your network, share it with the influencers in your social circles, and let's make this difference together. And by the way, all of you that, you know, if you want to be an ambassador for I Love You Me, we can add you and put you to the website. We're happy to link with other companies and other businesses, by the way. We can share what we do with your business, with your company, and you can, you know, support us back. And we create these enlightened alliances. And it's going to be from a place of giving. It's got to come from a place of giving and a beautiful energy. That's what I'm wanting. You know, this is not about, you know, promoting fear so that you're going to start throwing money in the pot like virtually everything else that asks for money. This is not about fear. This is about creating a new paradigm. This is about creating, you know, heaven on earth for the kids and for our own inner children, and we can be free.
Well, and it's only been a week, but already we've had a great participation in the GoFundMe page, and the individuals that contributed to that are amazing.
Yeah, really thank you everybody who has already donated and who's got in touch. There's been quite a lot of people getting in touch, offering their gifts, their services, because there's purpose for everyone in here, by the way. There is literally enough jobs for everybody. There is no closed doors. You want to help create this movement. You want to be part of this movement of unconditional self-love, self-love-olution. Just get in touch with us. There's a place for everyone. There really is. Right. Especially if you're good at organizing.
That's right.
That's right. Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm just really encouraged with where the movement is, and I'm really privileged to be in the movement, and privileged to be in your company, Tara. Thank you.
I'm really grateful that you're here as well. I'm really grateful that you're here kind of raising the kind of the masculine side of I Love You Me, to be honest. Because a lot of people have seen me doing it, and you know, and it's like it doesn't work just as one single person. I really want everyone to know I Love You Me is not about me. Yes, I birthed it and I'm still birthing it. I'm the mother, and it's really important that I Love You Me has the other side, not just the feminine element, but the masculine element. Because for me, Zissis, the biggest, longest war on this planet is between the masculine and the feminine, between the men and the women, because we've seen each other as a threat. And the amount of deception and games and trickery and manipulation and all kinds of horrific stuff has gone on between the masculine and feminine. Whichever version of that you want to look at, masculine, feminine. And for me, like, I want peace with my brothers. On behalf of all women on this planet, all feminine on this planet, on behalf of the whole earth. We want peace. Masculine is as vital as feminine for life to be created on this planet and for love and unity and harmony. We need both. It's not one or the other. There's not one more important than the other. And for each of us to make our surrenders and put down our walls and start coming back to our hearts and being vulnerable and in our innocence and in our real truth, not ego bullshit truth, in our real truth, and really come together, see one another for who we truly are, have each other's back, lift one another up, be grateful for the other, revere the other, respect the other, support, nurture the other. That's a whole another world. I don't believe we've seen a world like that yet on this earth. And I'm up for creating that earth and that world in my lifetime.
I think that's a worthy cause for sure. And I think when you surrender to that, and to all the points you talked about in supporting and nurturing, you know, it's always what's in it for me, typically. Well, why would I do that? What's in it for me?
What you mean, for you personally or for everybody?
For me personally. I mean, I'll look at an individual cause. Why would I be doing that? What's in it for me? It's usually the question, right? By surrendering and supporting that, you're getting back twice as much, 3 times as much. Your success is my success. Your success is our success. And that's a different paradigm to live in, but we haven't lived it before, because it's been, again, about division, separation, and conflict, right?
Competition, right? Who's going to be the better one? Who's going to be victorious and who's going to be the loser?
That's right.
Mm.
And it's not, that's an illusion. And that's where the unity comes in.
Mm.
So,
yeah, absolutely. So I really love that you're here representing the masculine element of I Love You Me. And we also have others, by the way. George has been doing a fantastic job. Bradley does a fantastic job. There's other guys in the team that are part of the practitioner team, as well as, you know, the guys in the background that have been supporting. And I'm just really happy to kind of have the I Love You Me represented by yourself right now as that masculine, the divine masculine, holding that, you know, holding that space and speaking on behalf of, you know, the men, and how you started out this conversation talking about, you know, Paula's husband, you know, the police guy, and, you know, just that whole thing. It's like, wow, what a different world, what a different paradigm we live in when the men are not just known as the head, but they're also the heart.
absolutely.
And what a different paradigm when it's like the women aren't just trying to apparently hold the heart energy themselves, but actually that's unity, right? The two halves of the heart, the two halves of the whole, the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang. And isn't that the most beautiful world for our children? I mean, that for me is just peace on earth. That's heaven on earth. That's pure bliss. And so I'm really grateful that you've taken the time and that you come with such a beautiful heart, Zissis, and with your dedication and wanting to help. And I just love that. I really, really am grateful. And thank you so much for sharing with everybody today, and for sharing with me.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you for allowing me to do so.
It's a pleasure. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Please check out all the stuff below. If you like this video, if you like what we're talking about, and you want to see more, please give it a thumbs up, because apparently when you like videos and you give it a thumbs up, it really helps with the what's it called? The algorithms. Yeah. So it enables more people to see the videos. So if you'd like to help us, even just sharing this video, posting it on your social media, subscribing, like, you know, the whole deal, you know how to do it. And just do that. And also you have a ElevateMeHub where the Divine Masculine Roundtable videos are posted, and all of your heart math stuff that you do yourself and Paula.
That's
What's
right.
And
So the website is, the YouTube channel is ElevateMeHub. And Paula also hosts the Divine Feminine there as well, which people can.
Those videos are all over my YouTube channel as well. They're absolutely amazing, I have to say. What an incredible thing that you guys started. Yeah. You actually started the Divine Masculine and Feminine Roundtables. It's so cool, guys. Please go check it out. We'll put all the details below. And just have a beautiful day and choose love. And I love you. Thank you so much.
Make love your goal.